Climate change is both a threat to the future of life on this planet and also a very clear and present danger. In truth, we have already begun to see these significant impacts. And while it's bad science to attempt to link any one particular event to the effects of climate change, the increase in the number of severe events such as forest fires, hurricanes, and heat waves are becoming harder and harder to ignore. While it is very important that we do everything we can to decrease our production of greenhouse gases to near zero, and hopefully even try to recapture some of what we've already put in the atmosphere, it has unfortunately become apparent that we also now need to start planning for the consequences that may be unavoidable. One of the most concerning of these consequences is sea level. For our project, we took a look into the known drivers and causes of sea level rise, and from there explored how newer computational techniques such as machine learning with neural networks could improve upon current modeling techniques to create better sea level projections.
In starting out with our project, we looked at the current state of sea level rise modeling and the underlying processes that drive it. Sea level rise over the last century or so has two primary drivers: the melting of ice sheets and the thermal expansion of oceans due to increasing temperatures. The ice sheet and glacier melt comes largely from Greenland and Antarctica. Keep in mind that ocean ice, like that in the Arctic Ocean, doesn't account for much of the melt as it simply replaces the volume displaced by the ice originally. To see how it has changed over time, we graphed the data for temperature and ice melt over the last 20 years or so. From there, we took a look at how thermal expansion has changed over the same time period. Having a better overview of the underlying processes, we then took a look at how machine learning techniques could be used to make better projections. On a larger scale, machine learning can be used to improve projections for the mean sea level rise of Earth's oceans. Using the DNN regression estimator from the TensorFlow package, we trained a model to predict the sea level rise based on the ice melt in Greenland and Antarctica over roughly the last 20 years. The effectiveness of neural networks in this simple case demonstrates how machine learning techniques can be used to make accurate predictions in a relatively quick time frame without the need for the large amounts of computing power that are usually required for more traditional models.
Looking towards the future, machine learning and neural networks have shown the potential to accurately model sea level rise for more localized areas such as Chesapeake Bay, the San Francisco Bay Area, and others. Sea level rise is already starting to have huge effects on island nations such as Kiribati and the Maldives, which sit close to sea level. Whole nations which could be wiped out by sea level rise. However, many coastal cities all over the world face the threat of sea level rise. Cities in Florida, India, and China, among many others, could cumulatively face hundreds of billions and even trillions of dollars damages from sea level rise. More importantly, however, is the impact it will have on the people living in these locations. And the better projections we have now, the more likely it is that we will be able to help and prevent the severe hardships the people living in these areas could face without mitigation.